You're at the heart of Chim Sha Tsui. On one side, bright lights, sparkling jewelry, shoppers heaving bags of nice clothes, like groceries. On the other side, a gray building, the smell of curry, unfamiliar tongues, posters selling you cheap phone plans. Ladies and gentlemen, you're on Nathan Road. On one side, I Square, luxury shops. But on the other, Chongqing mansions, divided into tiny cubicle homes and shops. A parallel universe that is divided by Nathan Road, at the heart of not just Tsim Sha Tsui, but also Hong Kong. The government has assumed responsibility to narrow this division by mostly money. New Working Family Subsidy Scheme, new funds from the Community Care Fund. There's also schemes like housing or childcare. So is this too much welfare? I say it depends. For monetary welfare, yes. But crucially, for more functional type of welfare services, not enough. We lean towards financial aid. We're in danger of becoming a welfare state that's providing too much of the wrong welfare. Access to housing, education, especially for minorities, healthcare, childcare, etc., all exist, but are either too limited or too unattainable at market price despite welfare payouts. Right now, Chongqing mansion residents are given cash to shop at I Square, but items are too expensive there, and this sick man has to line up for one day to see a doctor. This woman can't work full-time. Childcare quotas are full. Providing more of this type of functional welfare will help improve lives more and also definitely encourage more people to work. But the government has been crossing the line, dishing out welfare just to satisfy public sentiment when it can be diverted to resources that can actually improve lives. Currently, our welfare is unfocused on citizens' needs and also open to abuse in extreme cases. Too much on money, too little on livelihood. We don't want a state like that. We want functional welfare that can actually help citizens improve their lives, cross a line of poverty towards a better life. Eventually, Nathan Road can end up more of just a geographical divide, but less of a social divide between I Square and Chongqing mansions. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. Mr. McDougall will now ask you a question relating to your speech. The bell will ring right after the question has been asked, and you have 1 minute to respond to the question. Mr. McDougall, please.
Hi, Adriana.
Hello.
You invoke Nathan Road as a visual gap, a representation of the gap between rich and poor. Do you think such gaps are decreasing social mobility in Hong Kong?
Yes, I do believe such gaps decrease social mobility in Hong Kong. Currently, the richest people have a big portion of the city's income, while the poorest people have only a few percent. Yet, these people do not have the means to improve their lives. For example, not enough education, not enough childcare, so parents cannot go out and work to gain more income. So the key to social mobility is not just giving out money, but also providing opportunities to be able to advance to the next level. And this requires not just money, of course, but also what I talked about, functional type of welfare that can actually improve mobility for the next generation and also currently for the current generation with practical means that for their daily life. Money is not just the answer, but the government seems to think that money is the best answer.
Thank you. A second question will now be asked by Mr. Robinson. Again, the bell will ring right after the question has been asked, and you may then respond to the question. Mr. Robinson, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Environmental pollution is something that many people are concerned about. However, at the same time, many people feel powerless and they feel like there's nothing they can do to address that issue. What steps do you think individual citizens can take to make the world cleaner and healthier?
Environmental pollution is mostly caused by emission from cars, for example, and also a lack of current situation where people do not know how to handle their trash, for example, because a lot of rubbish being dumped in rubbish dumps, it also leads to environmental pollution. So I think for an individual level, people have to alter their fundamental life habits. For example, recycling their plastic bottles instead of dumping them in the trash can. For example, using less of their own private cars and using more of public transport. These simple ways can already ensure that less carbon dioxide is emitted into the atmosphere. Less rubbish is dumped in the rubbish dumps so that less harmful gases are released to the atmosphere. These things, these small steps, can already make a big difference if everybody takes part in such acts. Thank you.